Final Fantasy XVI is apparently taking a different road than what Square Enix is notorious for, announcing a game far too early, only for years of anticipation to build up over time. Not with Final Fantasy XVI, a title that was already said to be in development for 4 years. At its announcement, it's safe to say that Final Fantasy XVI is knee-deep in development, and is likely coming a lot sooner than anyone originally anticipated. However, a recent article came out suggesting that the title could be coming even sooner than soon, like next year soon. And this has been spreading throughout the Final Fantasy community like wildfire. I've been DM'd about this, I've been asked about it on stream, especially with the wording there that it's officially coming in 2021. And I hate to break it to you guys, but I totally don't think that this bit of information is accurate. First of all, Games Radar was running an article about official PlayStation Magazine. If you go back to this article, they've already edited away from 2021 to just say it's official, Final Fantasy XVI is coming soon, implying that either A, the information was incorrect, or B, they weren't supposed to say it yet. But it's much more likely to be A, that the information was just incorrect, and of course it was breaking the internet. But again, considering that the game has been in development for 4 years, 2021 doesn't seem impossible, right? It's definitely not. However, I still don't think that the game will be coming out in 2021. Would you really want to launch a multi-million-dollar production when there really aren't that many PS5s out yet? You would be far less likely to make all of your money back. After all, would you want to launch a game when there's only 5 to 10 million PlayStation 5s out there, or would you want to wait until there's 20 or 30 million? That said, you could make the argument that since this is a PlayStation 5 time exclusive, that Sony would be paying them to put that game out early in the console's lifespan in order to sell more units of the PS5. And honestly, that is a possibility. Another thing is that Final Fantasy XIV expansions tend to release every 2 years. Heaven's Word coming out in 2015, Stormblood coming out in 2017, and Shadowbringers coming out in 2019. This means that the next Final Fantasy XIV expansion, barring any delays, is likely coming in 2021. This kind of raises the question of if Creative Unit 3 will want to launch a major expansion and a mainline Final Fantasy all at the same time. Personally, I can't see it. And in other Final Fantasy news, Final Fantasy VII Remake, after over 6 months, has received its first patch, numbered Patch 1.01. You might be curious what exactly it does. It's worth noting that there was a fake patch notes list that was floating around, and many people had reported on that, but if you look at the actual patch notes, it simply says various bugs fixed. For those of you hoping this would resolve some of the game's texture issues, which causes textures to sometimes load in late, and when they do, at quite a low resolution. The textures are pretty much the exact same. So basically, if it bothers you, it's still gonna bother you, and if it doesn't bother you, then you get the same game. And it's likely to be something that's fixed with the PlayStation 5 and PC versions of the game. And that's all the Final Fantasy we got for today, folks. In the meantime, I've been playing Final Fantasy XIV over on my Twitch channel, and I'm in the middle of Heaven's Word right now. And I just got past the vault, and man, this game is getting really, really good. You know, like, I've never been like an MMO guy, but man, Final Fantasy XIV is really some next level stuff. Like, I gotta say that Heaven's Word is like completely hyping me up for Final Fantasy XVI, especially knowing that Heaven's Word is an inspiration for 16, so. And if you'd like to see me playing through Final Fantasy XIV live, you can head on over to twitch.tv/thenightskyprince, where I play every Monday through Wednesday, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Central Time. But with all of that said, Ultima, I want to hear from you. When do you think Final Fantasy XVI will launch? Subscribe, click the bell icon, and let me know in the comments below. And if you value the content on this channel, be sure to check out the Patreon for the Night Sky Prince, where I'm supported by people like Endo Buford 02 that helps keep all of these Final Fantasy, Square Enix, and other JRPG videos coming to you. So if that means a lot to you, there's a link in the description below. Shout out to Endo and the rest of the Ultima community.